right, so what's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan, and the Getting on TRT guide has officially launched. It's available now at livecortex.com. It's pretty comprehensive. So this is kind of, I'll give you the breakdown of what exactly it is, and then we'll sort of talk about the contents and kind of get into, I think, some people's questions on getting on TRT and all the sort of details involved in injecting and aromatase inhibitors and all that sort of stuff. So predominantly, I guess, an overview of the guide. It's just about 50 pages. It is a full breakdown of all of the nuances of getting on testosterone replacement therapy, ranging from needle size to injection frequency to injection or administration methods, which ones seem to be better for which people, whether or not you need to control estrogen and hosts of other things. Essentially, if you're coming on TRT or thinking about going on testosterone because you're looking at your testosterone numbers now and they are, on the low end of the reference range or the middle of the reference range, but you are not having libido and strength, you're not recovering from the gym, you don't have energy, you don't have confidence, and you're thinking about changing your life, going on TRT, then this is definitely the guide that you would want to get. It will explain everything that you need to understand, both from a scientific perspective as well as an anecdotal perspective, and a highly dense informational perspective on starting on TRT. So that said, I'm going to break into the contents quickly for you. As you see on the screen, we've got an intro, why TRT. That's basically kind of me going into why testosterone therapy is a good choice for a lot of men. Certainly not every guy on the planet, but there's a lot of men that will benefit pretty substantially from going on testosterone. So I'll explain kind of my take on why TRT is sort of revolutionary. It's kind of the next big thing. It's becoming very popular for a reason, and that's because it's changing guys' lives. The book is broken down into sectors. So sector 1 is a pretty important one, and that's targeting TRT clinics. I think there's a lot of confusion about, especially from the newcomer's perspective, which clinics to target, how to target those clinics, looking at the question of whether or not a clinic is going to approve you for testosterone replacement therapy. You'd want to target a clinic that treats symptoms and not necessarily or exclusively labs. We've got a section for reducing testosterone if you absolutely have to get approved. Section on the most popular TRT clinics, which I think is really important. You're going to want kind of socially validated clinics to target, and then how to get down to the details of choosing a clinic. Moving on to sector 2, the labs that you'll need to get. I think this is usually self-explanatory for people, or people have a good idea of the labs. But we break them down in finer detail in this subsector of sector 2. A cheaper option for labs. This is my strategy for getting labs. It's a far cheaper option than I've really been able to find elsewhere on the web, and it's a way to save a lot of money to get adequate labs. We'll go through what medication to ask for, because TRT is not just testosterone. In some cases, it's gonadotropin replacement. In most cases, as a fail-safe, it should be aromatase inhibition and, potentially other things. So we'll go through all of that. And I think a lot of people typically have questions on time frame, payment, and logistics. How long after the initial consult with a clinic do they then, send the prescription to the pharmacy, and then that gets shipped out to you? And how does that all work, as well as payment, etc.? Sector 3 is dosing, and this is obviously a very important sector. We get into the best starting dose range, because I believe there's a best starting dose range for guys, which may change, but you kind of want to start in a place where you're not excessively high, which sort of leads me to don't accept a cookie cutter protocol. We'll explain the pitfalls of going with uber high doses or cookie cutter protocols that are coming from the clinic, which usually end up being not a good idea. Side effects of the wrong starter dose, as well as fertility and gonadotropin replacement dosing. Sector 4, another very critical sector, injecting testosterone. I think a lot of guys that are afraid of needles or a little apprehensive to get on TRT are going to look at this sector here and really want to read everything in it to get a full understanding of what you're going to be doing, and how less scary it is than I think you think, and how easy it is overall. So we'll go through intramuscular injection, subcutaneous injection, shallow intramuscular injection frequency, which is very important and has become a lot more popular over the last 3 to 4 years. My personal suggestions and all these things. We'll discuss aromatase inhibition, another hot topic out there where you've got two different camps. I'll give you my opinion on it, what I've seen in kind of consulting practice, what the data shows me, and a host of other things, as well as my personal TRT protocol. So Sector 4 is going to be highly information dense and useful for everyone getting this guide. And then lastly, Sector 5, I think this is kind of stepping back from all the scientific stuff and all of my suggestions and all the details, like, kind of some of the great stuff, like how fast are you going to get erection quality, libido enhancements, workout capacity and recovery enhancements, energy enhancements, and body composition changes. And then we've got a final word and then some data on consultations. So the TRT guide, getting on TRT, everything you need to know to start testosterone replacement therapy now is officially live at livecortex.com. It is a book, essentially, about a 50-page book, downloadable in a PDF. You can view it on any machine that you have, whether it is a desktop, your MacBook, your laptop, or a mobile device or something like a tablet, iPad, etc. And you can buy it now at livecortex.com. Thanks for being with me. The link for this product is down in the description. And if you're a guy that's considering going on TRT and you're confused about all the sort of disparate, in some cases, like, disagreeable information out there that seems to conflict with one another, then I would suggest getting this guide. I broke everything down in a very detailed, easy to consume format so that you're fully informed, fully educated, and have the best suggestions on going on TRT.